Jen here from Jen Michelle Coaching, and today I want to talk about why am I attracted to emotionally unavailable partners? And I get this question a lot from women. Why am I attracted to emotionally unavailable men? And I would invite you to really look at this question if this is something that you find, that you connect with in your love life or in your patterns in your relationship. Noticing if there is a tendency to want a man, but then to find that he's not actually available in a way that is in alignment with what your heart and your head wants deep down. And it's important to explore if there's a part of ourselves that attracts and draws in emotionally unavailable men, or if we have a deeper fear of intimacy in our own lives. So I always invite that a woman unapologetically, ruthlessly, and just openly and with a lot of willingness look at the truth of her fears, of her desires, and see if underneath that there is some concern that, wow, I don't know if I'm ready for, the true level of love that I want in my head. Perhaps there's a part of you that is unconsciously not wanting the level of intimacy that you think that you want. And I'm not saying this is always the case, but I invite you to explore subconscious patterns. And we'll talk about this more as we go deeper into it in terms of childhood patterns and attracting what's familiar to us. But sometimes what can happen is, consciously we really want the love and intimacy, but subconsciously we have patterns in place that prevent us from really embracing it and going after it in a way that we're not fully awake to. And so I want to talk about this for the purpose of the video and hope to offer you just some awareness around any patterns or tendencies that you may have in your life that are preventing you from really accessing and having the deep love and connection that you want with your partner. Number one, notice your childhood patterns and tendencies to draw in familiar partners based off of that. It's kind of like the idea when you meet someone, they seem very familiar to you, kind of like you've known them your whole life. And we're instantly just drawn to this person, not necessarily because what they're offering is so beautiful, but because it's very familiar to us. And so subconsciously, we will attract and draw in people based off our belief structures and based off of what we soaked in the early years. And so as we start to wake up to some of the patterns and tendencies within us that we don't believe are serving us, we start to kind of change everything that's on the menu. And so if you find that you're drawn to a certain type of person because of a familiarity, you want to take a deeper look and see if this is the familiarity that you want, or if there's some growth that needs to be done so you can start to draw in a high quality man in a way that you didn't experience or have modeled for you when you were a child. Number two, be open to examining what your child relationship was with your caregivers. Were they emotionally available? Were they emotionally unavailable? And just notice how that correlates with what you draw in terms of love and relationships. What are the familiarities and what stands out in terms of what you were taught love looks like growing up? And does that definition need to change? Is it something that you haven't experienced in a truly healthy, empowering way? And if so, is that something that you're willing to take a closer look at and grow in your self-love, grow in your awareness, so you are not letting limiting beliefs guide what's possible between you and a partner or with you in a dating situation? We will subconsciously try to heal the past by repeating it in the present, hoping for a different outcome. And so this is when we subconsciously are letting old wounds lead, and we're just hoping that we'll get a different result so that we can feel at peace and we can feel loved and accepted. But we don't realize that what we're reacting to is something old within us, that we've attracted a familiar sort of player into the mix, and we're subconsciously rather trying to make that work so we can get the needs that we needed met in our earlier years satisfied through the relationship, which will never, ever set us up for a recipe of success. You may feel like you have to work really hard or prove yourself or earn love. And as you become aware of some of these subconscious patterns, you get to start really creating these powerful changes in your life. And so if you feel like you're really drawing in men that are not emotionally available, the first thing that I invite women to explore is taking a look at her own life and maybe some patterns within her that she's not fully awake to, or some of the belief structures that were put in place from an early age, and see if it lines up with what she wants right now in this present moment. And then inviting her to explore this through curiosity and doing some of the deeper work so she can set herself up to draw in everything that she wants when it comes to love. Because if it's possible for me, it's possible for you. And I had to heal a lot of my limiting beliefs over the years to draw in the love that I want. And the whole menu will start to expand for you as you allow yourself to openly and willingly get to know yourself and your old patterns and release them. Sending you a lot of love. If this is your situation, I have several videos and topics on this on my channel, as well as on my website at jenmichellecoaching.com. Feel free to go to my site and check out my different programs and blogs and my free guide, Magnetic Sensitivity. Sending you a lot of love, and talk to you soon.